Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back to Felsbrunn. And today we are going to be selling some crop. We've got 26,912 wheat in the silo, plus a little bit in the tipper. We've got a little bit of oats left over, but I think I'll just hang on to that until we have more. There's not enough there to make it worth the trip, I don't think. And then we've got 47,000 liters of canola and some pretty good prices as well. So I think we're in for a nice payday. And while we're doing all that, we also have a field that is ready to be seeded. That's field 13. Field 20 is already growing. So when field 20, as soon as field 20 goes through another growth stage, we'll be able to add some more fertilizer to that because you can see that we're only at 50% fertilization on field 20. Same with field 13, but field 13 is ready to be sowed. We're good. We need to put lime on field 11 as well, I can see. That's been fertilized as well. So we'll put lime on field 11, and then we'll need to fertilize, or we'll need to plant on 11 and 13. 20 is already planted. I'm not sure if we'll get all that done today. So I think what I'll do is I'll turn the plant growth back on. We'll put it on normal as it was before. Remember, I turned it off because I just bought field 11 and I didn't want the crop to wither before I had a chance to get it off. The other thing I'm going to do is, which one was it? There was a setting here for the help window. Where was it? Input help mode. Okay, this is what I want to change. This is what controls what. This tells the game what controls you want to see on the help cues that are in the help menu on screen and in here. And for now, I want these to stay with keyboard instead of auto, because the problem that I've been having is sometimes it switches back and forth very quickly between the two modes, and it's kind of annoying. So I'll just set it to keyboard, because if I really get lost with something, I'll just use the keyboard. Otherwise, I'll keep it off and use my normal controls. All right, so let's get the lime spreading started, and then we'll sell some crop while that's working. So we'll need to hook up to our spreader. Now, I mentioned in the last episode that my SciTech wheel broke, and I had sort of patched it with some duct tape. Well, unfortunately, that didn't last for very long. So the SciTech wheel and pedals are no more. I threw them in the garbage. So I'm now using my Logitech G25, which is, quite frankly, a much better wheel and pedal set. The steering feels much better. It feels a lot more precise as well. But like I said before, it doesn't have all the same buttons and sticks on it that the other one did, so I kind of miss those. I know the latest version of the Logitech wheel does have those things, so I'll consider getting an upgrade. But the other thing is that I am really, really tempted just to say goodbye to the wheel and pedals and go with an Xbox controller instead. I was playing around with it a little bit the other day. Let's buy some lime. That's going to be big bags. Yeah, we'll just fill this thing up. This holds 14,000, so I'll buy 4 more bags. That'll give us another 8,000. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, I was playing the game with the Xbox controller the other day, and it was a challenge just because I'm not used to using it. But what I liked about it is it's just very comfortable. You know, you can shift around in your chair. You can still easily reach your keyboard. You know, right now I have the keyboard behind my wheel, which makes it kind of hard to reach. And then when I want to play Factorio, I don't have to disconnect the wheel and the side panel and get them out of the way. And so I think it would just be a lot easier. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get used to it, because I'm not a console gamer, so I'm a little unaccustomed to it. But I think what I'm going to do is, after this episode, I think I'm going to spend the next couple of days playing exclusively with the Xbox controller, just to see if I can become proficient with it and see how I like it. You know, I don't want to discount using it just based on, you know, a single 30-minute session. It'll take some time, I'm sure. I'm pretty happy with this wheel, though. I'm not terribly sad that my other one broke. I can't turn this one quite as quickly, because this wheel has force feedback, which gives some resistance, which feels better. But I do have to plan ahead if I want to go to full stop on the steering and back again. Whereas the SciTech wheel is actually not very good. I mean, it just has a spring in it. That's all the resistance you get. It's not adjustable. And over time, it loosened up a bit. So now the SciTech side panel, I mean, it's also very plasticky and toy-like, but I think that's where the real value comes from. But that SciTech wheel and pedal set was really just a plastic toy compared to this Logitech stuff. All right, so let's unfold it. I'll get it into position, and then hire a worker. Off you go. Okay, now let's get some money. So here I've got 11,000 in the trailer. This is what we finished up the last harvest with. So I'm gonna top this off with what we've got in the silo. I think we can hold 31,000 liters. Yep. And let's see, where is a good place to take this. So looks like the best prices are at the Grain Elevator East or Port Southeast. Let's see where those are on the map. Port Southeast. Okay, they're both fairly equidistant, so I think we'll just take the highest price, which is going to be the Grain Elevator. All right, I'll put on my beacon, or beacons. Got 2 of them on this one. So we're going to need to take a right at the shop, and then it looks like we need to go across a bridge. I don't recall if I've been over there yet. Well, I have been to the lime station, but I don't think I've been to the grain elevator. And I need need to recenter my view here. There we go. Does feel a bit heavy. All right, and then we turn left here. There we go. That wasn't too bad. And it's taking us some time to get up to speed here. I'm not sure if we'll actually hit full speed. Of course, with these curves, maybe we shouldn't hit full speed. Oh my gosh, a roundabout. Can we do it? Stay wide so the trailer doesn't hit the curb. All right. Nice. I think roundabouts are a great idea. I know that the research done on those, this is not a good place for a left turn, is it? The research show that they're better for traffic flow and they're safer than four-way stops, for example. But they do take some getting used to. Where I live in West Texas, some of the newer housing and commercial developments are starting to use roundabouts. I think it's a good idea. But you really have to pay attention if you're not used to those. Okay, I think this is the sell point here. Yeah, this is my first time in this particular location. All right, let's see what we get. This unloads a lot faster than the other trailer that we had. $23,000. Pretty good. Question is, can we turn around up here? Perhaps. No, we can't. Okay. So we're going to have to do this the hard way. Yeah, I'll just back it up here and then come out the other way. And this tipper has rear wheel steering, which is pretty nice. All right. See, I have to use both hands on this wheel to make a big turn. One good thing about that SciTech wheel was it had, I don't know what you would call it, but it had a knob on the wheel. So you could just hold the knob and you could get the wheel turned very quickly. I might look and see if I can find one for my Logitech. Okay, and it looks like we're out of lime. So let's park here for a moment. Oh, and we're so close. Should I even bother? Let's see if there's anybody coming here. Yep. It's almost not worth bothering with another load of lime. I think I'll just, yeah, let's get it done, because this is going to cover us for the next 3 harvests. So it's probably important that we do it right. So we'll go get one more bag of lime. I should have just, if I had filled this thing up completely, then I would have been okay. I don't think I have any back here at the farm. I know I have a couple pallets of something. Let's see. Maybe I have some lime here. I think that's seed. It's hard to tell from back there. Yeah, that's seeds. Okay. So we'll get one more big bag of lime and go finish that off quickly. I'm going to cut through the wrong lane here so we can do this quicker. All right. One more, please. And I'm sure we're only going to use a tiny fraction of this. Watch out. Sorry, buddy. I've noticed that seems like my frame rate inside the cab is not as good as it is in third person view. Maybe it's my imagination, but it does seem that way. Maybe it's because it has to render the dashboard and all that stuff. I don't know. Okay, looks like we have a few places to touch up there as well. All right, so let's unfold it and we'll get this done quickly. And then we can start putting down some seed. We don't have to cultivate because we have the seeder that does that for us. There we go. And then we'll do the same down at the other end. And we should be fully covered. And I'll just leave the lime in here for now. I don't think we've had to do or will need to do any solid fertilizing. There we go. Yeah, I'm still not sure whether it's any less expensive to use solid fertilizer versus liquid under similar conditions. I suppose I would have to test it. Actually, that might not be hard to do. If I made one pass with liquid and one pass solid on the same field, I know the relative widths of each, and I could look and see how much they consume, and then I could get a rough idea of what the relative consumption rate is. Okay, yeah, and I used almost half a bag just for that. All right, let's grab our seeder. Okay, we've still got some in here. Let me go ahead and grab what's left in this bag over here so we can get rid of that. Okay, maybe I'm not close enough. Still not close enough? Is that fertilizer? I think that's the symbol for seed, isn't it? Whoops. Oh no, that is fertilizer. Okay. That's why it's not going in. All right, let's close the lid back up. All right, so the plan here was to plant field 11 with the same that we have in field 20, which is wheat, if I remember correctly. Or was it barley? Whoops. It is barley. Okay. So we need to put barley in field 11. And I think that's what I have selected here. Yeah. Wheat, yeah, that's barley. Okay, so let's get this started. And I think to make turning around easier so that we don't miss spots on the ends, I'll do 2 head rows on each end of the field before we start the worker. That way the worker won't have to go all the way to the end of the field, and hopefully it won't have any trouble getting full coverage and turning around. And then we're going to put soybeans on the big field. Yeah, see, I have to get used to this new wheel. It doesn't get turned quite as quickly as my other one did. Okay, well done. I'll go to the other end and do the same. And then once we get our crop sold, we'll decide if we've got enough money to do something with, or if we need to do another harvest or two first. I was looking at what it would take to do sheep, and I think we would need somewhere around 120,000 to get started with sheep. Because we'd have to buy, the small sheep pen, I think, costs about something like $50,000. And then we would need a mower and either a loading wagon or a baler. So for those things, you're looking at another 60, 70,000. And then we'd also need a water tanker. And then you have to actually buy the sheep. Yeah, so probably closer to 150 to get started with sheep. Assuming you have a good place to put it all. So I think we might have to wait for another harvest to come in before we can do something like that. Okay. Let's get the worker started on that. Perfect. Yeah, let's look at that stuff in the shop real quick. So the small sheep pasture, 65,000. Yeah, I don't have enough money. And then if we do like a cheap mower setup, would be either the Discmine or the NovaCat. I'd probably go with the NovaCat because eventually I'd want to add the side mower as well, or the winged ones. So that's 20,000 for that. And then let's see. The small baler is 49. This one would probably be better because it wraps. Although if you're doing grass, I don't think you could turn off the wrapper. Yeah, so we'd probably need either this baler or this one. Or if we did a loading wagon, the smallest one is 46,000. So yeah, so it's not cheap. We'd need 150 to 200,000 just to get the equipment that we need to get started with sheep. All right, so let's get back to the farm so we can sell our canola, because that's where we're going to get much better money for that than we did for the wheat. Although the wheat's not bad. I mean, the prices on normal mode I think are pretty good. It doesn't take a lot to make enough money to buy yourself a new piece of equipment and stay ahead of things. And we do still have some loan available. So, the other thing we could consider is increasing the size of our loan to help with the sheep investment. Although I do want to make sure that I've got at least 20 or 30,000 of that loan available, because I would hate to get in a position where we need to get our fields ready and we don't have the money to buy seed and fertilizer. That would be bad. You can go into a negative balance, with hired workers and things like that, but if you have to buy something from the store, you need to have a positive balance. Otherwise, you're stuck. So if your loan's maxed out and you have a negative balance and you can't get your fields going, then, well, you'd have to sell something. Now, in Farming Simulator 19, you can sell your fields, which is not something that you could do before. So that's a good thing. The other good thing is that when you sell a field, you get the same thing that you paid for it initially, so you don't lose anything by selling fields. In fact, I'm starting to see some people on YouTube are actually flipping their fields, meaning they find a field that's ready to harvest, they buy it, they harvest a crop, and then they sell the field. So that's another easy way to make money. But I don't want to do that. That doesn't seem. It seems like an exploit to me, quite honestly. Because in real life, every time you buy or sell a field, there's going to be costs associated with it. You have to pay commissions of some sort to the broker. Oh, let's see where we're taking this. The government's going to charge for titling and stuff like that. So, okay. So best price on canola is Port Northwest, and second best is Port Southeast. Port Northwest is quite far. What's the difference in price? Not very much. I think, yeah, you know what? Let's get the best price we can. I think we'll take it. Whoops. I think we'll take it to Port Northwest. Plus, I haven't been up there, so this will give us a chance to see the map. All right, so I'm gonna stay on this road all the way until it ends. And then I'm going to turn right and go north. And then there's another roundabout. Let's put our beacons back on. So this way we'll get to drive around and see some more of the map. This is a really nice looking map, I think. And I like the layout. Since the Courseplay mod is not released yet, I'm satisfied with having nice rectangular fields. Rectangular fields do get a little boring after a while, and I think that's why a lot of people like the European style maps that have odd shaped fields, or not odd, but they're organic, let's say. They require a little more skill with your tractor. But if you want to use a lot of hired workers, it makes it much more difficult. And that's where Courseplay comes in, because Courseplay can calculate paths through any shape field and get a worker going on it. But if you like doing all your field work manually, then those different field shapes are pretty fun. Okay, so this is the port, I think. Oh, and there's another lime station here too. That's good to know. All right, I'll turn on my little map just so I make sure I go to the right place. Yeah, so we need to get on the left on this roundabout. Let's see if I can overtake this car before we get there. Out of my way, buddy. There we go. Okay, and the tipping point should be up here on the left. On the other side of this building, I suppose. Did I pass it? Yeah, I think I've missed it. Maybe it's inside this building. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me get back in cab. It's a little bit easier. Okay, let's see what we get. And we got about another half of a trailer's worth back at the farm too, so we can get some more from that. Well, we're not going to have enough to get sheep. I'm pretty sure of that. Okay, almost 40,000. That's pretty darn good, actually. So we've got another half a trailer's worth. I think that's probably worth making another trip for. So we're out of time for today. I'm going to go and get the rest of that stuff sold and get the rest of that field planted. I'll set the worker onto field 3 for soybeans, and I will see you in the next installment. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.